Madam Chair, and I'd like to thank all the panelists for their insight today. I represent Southern Nevada, and we were hit obviously during the Great Recession and now are impacted tremendously during this time. And what the Great Recession taught us, it was a lot that may be happening now in the higher education space and in our economy. Following that recession, many people sought out quick opportunities to gain skills and training in order to rejoin the workforce. This trend was also coupled with loosened accountability standards, which resulted in exponential growth of for-profit colleges. In Southern Nevada alone, we saw 30 for-profit schools close within the last 10 years. Data suggests we're seeing this pattern again now. And we know the track record of for-profit colleges and their predatory tactics of used to defraud students. In particular, Corinthian colleges and ITT Tech are a couple of institutions that abruptly closed their doors, leaving tens of thousands of students strapped with worthless degrees and mounds of debt. Unfortunately, Secretary DeVos's borrower defense rule has made it nearly impossible for them to seek relief for this burden, setting the precedent that fraudulent bad actor schools are coddled by the government while students and taxpayers are stuck footing the bill. I'd like to ask this question of Dr. Harper, and others are welcome to chime in. What do you think Congress can do right now to prevent predatory bad actor schools from preying on students during this recession?
I think that the Obama administration began to make some really serious traction on this, and obviously, lots of those efforts have been rolled back. I think we need to restore those efforts. I think about this and I care very deeply about it because we know that it is people of color and more specifically low income women of color, single mothers, working mothers who are really the targets of the predatory practices. We owe it to those women of color to safeguard them from, being preyed upon when they are most vulnerable. As we see joblessness rates increase across the country, who's most affected? African Americans. So when those people are out of work and thinking about being out of work, affording them an opportunity to upskill, reskill, pursue higher education, we must protect them from being preyed upon by for-profit institutions.
I'll move on to Dr. Pierce. How does the department's failure to protect students from predatory actors hurt the ability of community colleges to serve these students?
It has a severe impact on our ability to serve the students. They arrive having used up a great deal of their Pell eligibility or having used up all of their Pell eligibility. They also frequently arrive already in debt because they've also taken on additional debt in addition to having used up their Pell eligibility. They arrive with credits or credentials that don't lead to a degree, that don't lead to a living wage, and it makes it very difficult to serve the students, and it limits what they're able to do. So they start 10 feet behind the start line, and it makes it more difficult for them to move forward to get to a place where they're able to actually complete a credential and earn a living wage. So instead of a program maybe taking 12 months, it takes 24 months. And they are steadily increasing their debt. Started out with a deficit to begin with.
Thank you. Just one final question. The pandemic has brought obviously great uncertainty, and we've seen many choosing to delay or forgo college altogether. And I'm concerned that some students may never return. I'm even more concerned about figuring out exactly who these students are. We know that FAFSA renewals among students of low-income families has dropped about 8% compared to the same time last year. Dr. Pierce and Dr. White, have your institutions seen a decline in enrollment, and can you expound upon what type of student you've seen a decline in?
At the California State University, we've not seen a decline in enrollment, but that's because of a massive effort by our faculty, staff, and administrators to reach out and recreate in the virtual space all the sort of things that students, first-time students as well as continuing students, expect from us. The summer bridge programs, getting their courses established, et cetera, et cetera. So that's our approach, and so far so good. We'll know in the fall how it works out, but that's kind of the direction we're headed.
Well, that's good news. Thank you.
Thank
my
you.
time is up, and I
Thank
yield.
you,
Thank
Mrs.
you.
Lynn.